Hi, my name is John. I'm a leather crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make these sunglass cases. Same pattern, but different materials. And this is the one we're going to be making. If you like the pattern and you want to build along, click on the link to purchase the pattern and you'll help support me in my leather crafting career. So thank you for your time and have a great day. Here we have the letter size PDF. I'm going to print it to my brother laser, letter and portrait. I choose thicker paper because I'm using cardstock, and if I don't choose that, it will smear the toner. And then for resolution, just choose 300 dpi, that's sufficient. Okay. Choose actual size, nothing else. Print it out, and then measure the box in the middle. It should be 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters. If not, check your settings. So now that you have it printed out, just cut coarsely around the pattern. Don't cut exactly on the lines, because we're just doing this so we can put it on the leather, tape it down, punch our holes, or cut it out and then punch our holes. And this is, to me, the easiest way. Some people like to cut the pattern exactly, and then they put weights on the pattern, on the leather, and then they use a scribe or scratch awl to mark the pattern. But I don't like that because you can't really see the lines unless it's pull-up leather like this, so that would work. This is 1.9 millimeter thick leather, 5 ounces. I made a prototype out of veg tan leather, 2.5 ounces, too thin, really flexible, flimsy. It still works, but not the best. And here I'm trying to place the pattern on a good piece of leather. There is some wrinkling there, so I'm not going to place it there. Use masking tape to hold it down. I buy this stuff at the dollar store because it's thin, you can see through it, and the adhesive is not too strong. It doesn't mark the leather. And that's the bridge piece there that I'm taping down underneath. Just make sure you have a brand new blade or one that's really sharpened well. Always use a new blade for every new project that you do. And you can see this blade cuts like butter. Here I'm using some burnishing agent, Toconol, on the back side of the leather because it's really shaggy. Then I'll use a glass slicker to smooth out the leather, let it dry. And so these holes are 8 millimeter in diameter, but the hole punch I'm using is 1/4 inch. And I got it as part of a set from Harbor Freight, different sizes, and it was inexpensive. So this worked perfectly. Maybe I'm talking about the meaning of life right there. I don't know. A big pause. Yeah, this is quite simple pattern. This is the hole for the rivets, 2 millimeters, I believe, for that middle piece, the bridge piece. Like I was saying, it's an easy pattern. It has some challenging curves, but this is good for a beginner. Shouldn't take you more than 2 hours, if that. It depends how well you dress up the edges and sand and all that. So here I'm punching So there I was punching out the hole for the buckle guy magnetic closures. They use like a single post. If you're going to use the older style, cut the slits and not the hole. So there on the sides I used a teardrop shaped cutout, whatever you can use to cut out that material, and then sand it if you have to. I was going to use this one here, but it's a little too curved. See my nice metal plate there. So I decided to use the 1/4-inch punch. It works well at chipping out that leather. Yeah, as for the plate, I think I got it on Amazon. It's like $30. Not sponsored by them, but I use it for my big Harbor Freight press to do the die cutting. I have the wooden and metal dies for cutting out patterns, and that thing works great with some cutting boards too. So I'm just talking about do the same for each side. You still need to cut it out. And you got some curves there also to cut out with the Japanese skiving knife. This is the bridge piece. Just going to punch out the ends and then connect them with the razor blade, cut them out. This piece I made too wide, but the pattern will reflect the correct size and won't be so bulky. Sorry about my big head. Yeah, it won't be so bulky for the eyeglass case. And the reason you need that piece is to protect the glasses, of course. Now here I'm connecting the curves. I don't suggest trying to cut on the lines because you might not hit the curves. And this is the front of the case. Just run through this curve about 3 or 4 times, lightly pressing down, go in the same direction. So this bottom hole, it was cut out, but it didn't go all the way through. There's a top circle here, like a semicircle, same size, needs to be cut out. Using the skiving knife to cut the straights. And this straight line there you can cut without the ruler. Just go slow. I used to be scared to do that I would mess up, but after you've been making a lot of patterns, it's not a big deal. Just cutting the straight line there, and I'm going to do the other side. When I made this pattern before, it was had a lot of curves in it. It was more rounded, more difficult to do, so I changed it. Because curves can be challenging for beginners. Even for me, it's still kind of challenging. Now when you just slice, and then you can use the skiving knife to round out the edges. I'm just mentioning that I'm going to sand the top and bottom, and then bevel it, and then edge paint it. So I'm sanding the front scoop here, that curve, and then I'm beveling it. Usually I try to do one operation for everything, like all the sanding and then all the beveling, but I don't know what I was thinking here. And I didn't actually sand the top part. I just went straight to beveling. Not a big deal. It still came out. Now I have some edge paint from France. It's like almost a milk chocolate color. This paint is really good. It dries quickly and it adheres well. So what you should normally do when you use edge paint is like paint it, let it dry, sand it, paint it, let it dry, sand, etc., etc. Right? Some people do like 5 coats. For this thing, I'm only doing 2 coats just to save some time. Here I'm riveting the centerpiece, the bridge. These are brass rivets, solid brass, as far as I know, because a magnet will not pick them up. I got them from Buckle Guy as well. I'm not sponsored by them, but they make great stuff. Here's my rivet press I got from Goodwill for like 13 bucks. I don't know how, sometimes I find the strangest stuff, like things I'm looking for, and they just appear. So I had to buy the adapters. I think I paid like $80 for the 3 different sized adapters. But yeah, I really scored well on the machine. And it works great. The guy at Tandy helped me pick out the adapters. I didn't think I could find something because this machine seems so old. So that's the one of the Buckle Guy magnetic closures, or half of it, the male piece, and then you have the little button to put on there. And that button seemed to snap in well, but when I did the other piece, it just kind of sat on there, didn't really snap in. I don't know why. But you just use that little anvil. And then you have this tool right here. It's like concave. It protects the top button so it doesn't get smashed or scratched. So I was checking if it was secure because I think it needs thicker leather to attach to, but it's fine. And that's the other anvil for the other part. Same thing. Make sure you use a rubber or leather mallet. Never use metal on metal. If you've done leather work before, then you already know that. So it's pretty much done except for assembling it. So I'm using some jeweler's needle nose. They don't have any grooves in them, so you won't, damage the leather tab. So you won't damage the leather tabs. Yeah, so I'm starting from the top, but maybe going from the bottom up would be easier. It all worked out anyway. And that little rounded corner you want to push in, that's what I'm talking about there. It's not that difficult. The holes are big enough. It's just a little bit of a struggle, but once you get them inside, you want to flatten them out. I have a wallet with this same type of closure, stitchless closure, and I've had that wallet for, I don't know, about a year. No issues with it. The wallet wasn't my design, but this is. But yeah, it's just an interesting way of joining leather, I think. It's a quick way. and it looks good. And so there's the other side completed. The bridge is too wide, and I changed that in the pattern, but it still functions. Stops you from crushing the glasses, or kind of protects them and has a place for you to set the glasses. It's nice and snug. It closes pretty tight. And there's that skinny veg tan one I made. Cut out on the laser. It was a quick build because it was a prototype. Obviously the one that we made here. And this other one I used some double-sided chrome tan leather. And I like the colors, the green and the vanilla. And I made this for my wife. And it uses the old snaps, but I think they actually look better. And then you have to cover it with leather on the inside and outside. That's the only disadvantage. So that's just glued on. And here's just a closing shot. I took a picture to make it look fancy. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoy it.